Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns trading heavy.
Breaking news has just sent shockwaves through the WWE universe, as one of the most sensational and unexpected developments in recent memory unfolds right before our eyes. In an unprecedented move, Triple H has fired Solo Sikoa after a shocking backstage attack on none other than the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. This dramatic turn of events has left fans worldwide in utter disbelief, wondering how such a pivotal member of the bloodline could have turned against his own leader. The drama, tension, and suspense surrounding this story are only intensifying, and as details continue to emerge, the WWE Universe is reeling from the aftershocks of this monumental decision. Roman Reigns, the self-proclaimed head of the table, has long dominated the WWE landscape, leading the bloodline to glory and solidifying his status as one of the most dominant champions in WWE history. His reign has been marked by loyalty, unity, and an iron grip on his family's legacy, but now that legacy appears to be crumbling, as Solo Sikoa, once considered the future of the bloodline, has committed the unthinkable by attacking Roman in the backstage area. The footage that has surfaced is jaw-dropping, showing Solo launching a brutal assault on Roman when the tribal chief least expected it. This isn't just a simple case of betrayal. It's a moment that could redefine the trajectory of WWE itself. Fans are already speculating about what could have driven Solo to such a breaking point. Was it jealousy, frustration, or something deeper that has been brewing behind the scenes for months? Whatever the reason, one thing is clear: the unity of the bloodline is shattered, and the consequences of this attack could be felt for years to come. If the attack wasn't shocking enough, Triple H wasted no time in making his decision. The moment he learned of the incident, he took swift action, declaring Solo Sikoa fired from WWE. This move has sent a clear message to the entire locker room: no one, not even a member of Roman Reigns' inner circle, is above the consequences of their actions. Triple H's leadership has been marked by strong, decisive moves, but this one might just take the cake. Firing a star like Solo Sikoa, who many believed was destined to be the next big thing in WWE, has left fans in a frenzy of debate and speculation. Some fans have taken to social media to express their outrage, calling this firing unfair and too harsh, while others are applauding Triple H for standing his ground and showing that WWE won't tolerate backstage attacks, even when they involve the biggest names in the business. The wrestling world is divided, and the fallout from this decision is just beginning. But what does this mean for Roman Reigns as the tribal chief? Roman has always been seen as untouchable, the man who commands respect and loyalty from everyone around him. Solo's betrayal has shaken that foundation to its core. Many are now questioning whether Roman can still maintain control over the bloodline, or if this attack is a sign that his reign is nearing its end. Roman has yet to make a public statement, but sources close to the situation say that he is absolutely livid about the attack and is determined to make Solo pay for what he's done. Could we see Roman Reigns on a revenge path like never before? If history is any indication, Roman is not someone who takes betrayal lightly, and Solo may have just made the biggest mistake of his career. The intrigue only deepens when you consider Solo's motivations. Solo Sikoa has always been portrayed as the enforcer of the bloodline, the quiet but deadly figure who does Roman's bidding without question. But lately, there have been subtle hints that Solo was growing restless in his role. In recent weeks, fans have noticed Solo's demeanor changing, small gestures, looks of frustration, and moments of defiance that indicated something was brewing beneath the surface. Could it be that Solo was tired of living in Roman's shadow? Was he seeking to establish his own identity, free from the expectations of being just another member of the bloodline? Whatever his reasons, Solo's decision to attack Roman could have career-defining consequences. There are few worse enemies to make than Roman Reigns. The tribal chief has a long memory, and his influence extends far beyond the ring. Solo may have thought that attacking Roman would give him the freedom he's been craving, but instead, he finds himself fired, disgraced, and possibly blacklisted from the company he once called home. The backstage atmosphere following the attack has reportedly been tense, with many WWE superstars walking on eggshells, unsure of what will happen next. The Bloodline's dominance in WWE has been unquestioned for so long, and now that era of control seems to be unraveling. Will this be the end of the Bloodline as we know it? Can Roman Reigns find a way to restore order and reassert his dominance, or is this the beginning of the end for one of the most powerful factions in WWE history? As for Triple H, his decision to fire Solo Sikoa is being seen as one of the boldest moves of his career as head of WWE. In his role as the company's top executive, Triple H has always been known for making the tough calls, but this one could have long-lasting implications. Firing someone as talented and promising as Solo Sikoa is not something to be taken lightly, but for Triple H, the message was clear. WWE will not tolerate chaos and disorder, especially when it threatens to disrupt the foundation of the company. Many insiders are already speculating about what this could mean for WWE moving forward. Could Solo Sikoa make a surprise return down the line, or is this truly the end of his WWE career?
Solo Sikoa is being controlled by someone else in the Anoa'i family, and that person is none other than The Rock. Ever since Roman Reigns lost the Universal title, Solo has taken the lead role and completely changed the bloodline. He first kicked out Jimmy Uso and then attacked Paul Heyman for not acknowledging him as the tribal chief. He then sent a warning to Roman Reigns, claiming that Roman wasn't man enough to lead the bloodline. With SummerSlam approaching very soon, we know Roman Reigns will confront Solo Sikoa about his recent actions. But Solo will eventually reveal that he was following commands from the leader of the family, and that person would be the final boss, The Rock. This will set up an epic storyline between Rock and Roman Reigns to determine who will lead the bloodline, and the story will conclude at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, where they will face each other in the main event. Personally, I don't think this match needs to involve the Universal title, as this feud is built on power and family.
Could this lead to a seismic shift in power within WWE, with other superstars stepping up to challenge Roman Reigns and the Bloodline's dominance? The questions are endless, and the WWE Universe is anxiously waiting to see how it all unfolds. Solo Sikoa's departure leaves a massive void in WWE, and fans are already wondering who will step up to fill that gap. With Survivor Series just around the corner, the timing of this incident couldn't be more dramatic. Could this be setting the stage for a massive showdown between Roman Reigns and whoever steps up to take Solo's place? Or will Solo somehow find a way back into the fold, seeking redemption for his actions? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, WWE will never be the same after this. In the coming days, expect more details to emerge about what truly led to this shocking attack and subsequent firing. Rumors are swirling, with some insiders suggesting that Solo may have been pushed to the brink by internal tensions within the bloodline. Others believe that this was a calculated move by Solo to break free from Roman's control and forge his own path in WWE. Whatever the truth may be, this is a story that will dominate headlines for weeks, if not months, to come. For fans of Solo Sikoa, this is a devastating blow. He was once seen as the future of WWE, a rising star with limitless potential. But now, his future is uncertain, and his place in WWE history may forever be defined by this one act of betrayal. As the dust settles on this shocking event, all eyes will be on Roman Reigns and how he responds. Will he seek revenge, or will he find a way to rebuild the bloodline from the ground up? As the WWE Universe waits with bated breath, one thing is for sure, the fallout from this attack will be felt for a long, long time. Triple H's decision to fire Solo Sikoa has set the stage for one of the most dramatic power struggles in WWE history, and the repercussions of this moment will shape the future of WWE in ways we can't even begin to imagine. Stay tuned because this is just the beginning of a story that is bound to go down as one of the most shocking moments in WWE history. Never be the same after this. Triple H wasted absolutely no time in taking decisive action after the shocking incident that left the entire WWE Universe reeling. The moment word reached him about Solo Sikoa's brutal backstage attack on Roman Reigns, he made a swift and bold decision that sent a clear message not only to Solo, but to the entire locker room. There will be no room for disorder or betrayal under his watch. In a matter of hours, Solo Sikoa was fired, an action that demonstrated Triple H's unwavering commitment to maintaining order, discipline, and respect within WWE. As the head of WWE's operations, Triple H has a reputation for being a no-nonsense leader, someone who is not afraid to make tough calls, regardless of how it might shake the foundations of the company. His swift dismissal of Solo Sikoa sent shockwaves throughout the WWE locker room. Many superstars, who once saw Solo as a future megastar, were caught off guard by how quickly, decisively Triple H acted. This wasn't just a minor disciplinary action. This was an immediate termination, something almost unheard of for a star of Solo's caliber, especially one with such close ties to the most dominant faction in recent WWE history, the Bloodline, in the chaotic world of professional wrestling, where alliances can shift in an instant and egos often clash. Keeping order is no small feat. Triple H's rapid response was a masterclass in leadership, showing that no one, not even a prominent member of the Bloodline, is above the rules. The attack on Roman Reigns, one of WWE's most valued assets, crossed a line that demanded immediate action, and Triple H delivered with the authority and precision that he's become known for. This action will undoubtedly have a profound impact on the entire WWE locker room. Wrestlers are now more aware than ever that actions have consequences, and there's no room for backstage chaos. Triple H has made it clear that loyalty and respect for the hierarchy.
Zilla Fatu just dropped a major hint, which could mean trouble for Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. We saw the return of Jimmy Uso at Bad Blood after he helped Roman Reigns defeat Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Jimmy also embraced Roman after the match, giving him a hug and confirming that he is on the side of the OTC. This fight between the old and new bloodline will result in an epic War Games match at Survivor Series. But there is one man who wants to join the already powerful new bloodline, and that man is Zilla Fatu. After Bad Blood ended, Zilla posted a picture of him and Jacob, confirming that he would like to team up with Jacob Fatu again. If Zilla does indeed joins Jacob Fatu, this will result in a total of 5 members in Solo's bloodline, and Roman will need backup and assemble a team for Survivor Series. We know that Jimmy Uso will be on Roman's side, but which other members should join Roman? Some fans are speculating that Jey Uso might get traded to SmackDown, and it would make sense for him to reunite with Jimmy and join Roman's team. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section and whether you believe The Rock will also join Roman Reigns at Survivor Series.
Is above the rules. The attack on Roman Reigns, one of WWE's most valued assets, crossed a line that demanded immediate action, and Triple H delivered with the authority and precision that he's become known for. This action will undoubtedly have a profound impact on the entire WWE locker room. Wrestlers are now more aware than ever that actions have consequences, and there's no room for backstage chaos. Triple H has made it clear that loyalty and respect for the hierarchy are paramount, and anyone who undermines that will face the ultimate price. This decision will have rippling effects on the morale within WWE, leaving many superstars questioning whether their actions could be subject to such swift justice in the future. The firing of Solo Sikoa also marks a significant turning point in Triple H's leadership era. His handling of this crisis was not just about punishing Solo, but about setting a tone for how he expects the company to run. This incident and how quickly it was addressed could reshape the culture within WWE, potentially making superstars think twice before engaging in actions that could disrupt the order and harmony Triple H is trying to uphold. It's important to note that this wasn't just a public Relations move. Triple H's decision to fire Solo was about protecting the integrity of WWE and reinforcing his authority as the leader of the company. Under his leadership, WWE has entered a new era of professionalism, one where chaos and betrayal will not be tolerated, no matter how shocking or sensational they may be. For Triple H, this was a moment to reaffirm that respect, loyalty, and order are non-negotiable pillars of WWE's success. And yet, despite the gravity of the decision, one can only imagine the weight of making such a call. Solo Sikoa was seen by many as a rising star, and his place within the bloodline made him a key figure in one of WWE's most compelling storylines. Firing someone of his stature is no small thing, and the fact that Triple H did so without hesitation speaks to his strength as a leader. The locker room, already filled with speculation and tension following the attack, is now buzzing with even more uncertainty. Superstars know that if someone as prominent as Solo can be cut loose, no one is truly safe from the consequences of their actions. For many in the locker room, Triple H's actions likely came as a wake-up call. This is not the WWE of old, where backstage antics and in-ring betrayal might be brushed aside. Under Triple H's leadership, accountability reigns supreme. The locker room is now on high alert, knowing that the swift hand of justice could strike at any moment. There's a new atmosphere of discipline that has been cemented by this move, one that will likely leave wrestlers thinking twice about crossing any lines. Moreover, this firing may also have an unintended psychological effect on the rest of the bloodline. Roman Reigns has always been the undisputed leader, but with Solo Sikoa's sudden betrayal and swift removal from WWE, the faction's unity is in tatters. Members of the bloodline may be questioning what this means for their future and how much control Roman can maintain over. The firing of Solo Sikoa is not just a shocking moment for his career, but it also marks a potential seismic shift in one of WWE's most dominant and compelling storylines, the Bloodline. Since its inception, the Bloodline has been the heart and soul of WWE's main event scene, with Roman Reigns firmly at the top, leading his family to an unprecedented reign of dominance. Now, with Solo's betrayal and subsequent firing, the future of the faction is in serious jeopardy. Could this shocking event be the beginning of the end for one of the most influential factions in WWE history? The ramifications are far-reaching and could change the landscape of WWE.
Zilla Fatu has finally broken his silence on Solo Sikoa and why he doesn't believe Solo is the tribal chief. For the past few months, we have seen Solo become the self-proclaimed tribal chief. He even attacked Paul Heyman and kicked him out of the bloodline. In addition, we saw Solo Sikoa go to war with his own cousin, the OTC Roman Reigns, but Zilla Fatu doesn't agree with Solo's actions and doesn't consider him the real tribal chief. In a recent interview with Muscleman Malcolm, Zilla gave his opinion on Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Here is what he had to say.
Solo Sikoa is your tribal chief. That's no question. That's what's
It's
going
the
on.
tribal chief going with the OTC, man. Roman Reigns.
Do you love Solo?
It is clear that Zilla doesn't want to align with Solo's bloodline, but he does have a history of teaming up with Jacob Fatu at Game Changer Wrestling, also known as GCW. Fans will expect Zilla Fatu to team up with Jacob Fatu again in the WWE, but the question still remains whether Zilla and Jacob will continue to stay in Solo's bloodline, or will they side with the OTC Roman Reigns.
The beginning of the end for one of the most influential factions in WWE history? The ramifications are far-reaching and could change the landscape of WWE entirely. Roman Reigns, the self-proclaimed tribal chief, has always prided himself on being the unquestioned leader of the bloodline. His dominance inside and outside the ring has been bolstered by the loyalty and unity of his family members. Solo Sikoa, in particular, played the role of the enforcer, a crucial cog in the machine that kept the bloodline at the top. But now, with Solo turning his back on Roman and being swiftly removed from WWE, the tribal chief finds himself more vulnerable than ever. For Roman, this isn't just a betrayal, it's a personal affront to his leadership. Throughout his reign as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman has controlled the bloodline with an iron fist, making it clear that anyone who challenges his authority would face serious consequences, but now his authority has been directly undermined. Roman has never faced such an internal threat before, and how he reacts to this will define not only his character, but the future of the bloodline. Roman's reaction moving forward is bound to be one of vengeance. Historically, Roman Reigns is not one to let betrayal slide. His calculated and often brutal responses to any challenge have been key to his success as WWE's top heel. The betrayal by Solo will likely ignite a furious response, with Roman seeking to reassert his dominance and eliminate any threats to his leadership. But with Solo now out of the picture, Roman will have to contend with an even more pressing issue: the potential collapse of the bloodline itself. Solo Sikoa's departure leaves a massive void in the bloodline. As the enforcer, Solo was the muscle, the one who carried out Roman's dirty work without question. His physical presence and silent intensity made him an integral part of the faction's success. Without Solo, Roman may struggle to maintain the same level of intimidation that has kept challengers at bay for so long. The power dynamics within the bloodline will undoubtedly shift, and the unity that once made them unstoppable is now at risk of crumbling. But Solo's betrayal is more than just a loss of muscle. It's a sign of deeper fractures within the faction. Solo's actions could inspire doubt or even rebellion among other members of the bloodline, particularly Jay and Jimmy Uso. The twins have had their own issues with Roman in the past, and this latest development could be the spark that reignites those tensions. Jey Uso's relationship with Roman has been tumultuous, to say the least. Early in the bloodline storyline, Jey was positioned as Roman's first major obstacle, but after a series of brutal matches, he ultimately fell in line under Roman's leadership. However, Jey has always carried a certain level of resentment, especially after being forced into submission by his own cousin. Solo's firing could be the catalyst that pushes Jey to reconsider his loyalty to Roman. Jey has often been portrayed as the heart and soul of the bloodline, the one member who struggles with the internal conflict of family loyalty versus personal pride. With Solo gone, Jey may start to question whether following Roman is in his best interest. Could we see Jey become the next to defy the tribal chief? The seeds of doubt are already there, and Solo's departure could water those seeds, leading Jey to finally break free from Roman's control. Jimmy Uso, much like his brother, has had a complex relationship with Roman. While he's been more steadfast in his loyalty compared to Jey, Jimmy has also shown moments of resistance. The firing of Solo might push Jimmy to rethink his allegiance. As brothers, Jimmy and Solo share a deep bond, and seeing his brother cast out of WWE so suddenly could create a rift between Jimmy and Roman. Moreover, if Jey begins to distance himself from Roman, it's likely that Jimmy would follow suit, as the Usos have always been a united front. Together, they could pose a significant challenge to Roman's reign, especially now that Solo is no longer there to enforce Roman's will. The Usos could very well decide that Roman's leadership has run its course and that it's time for the bloodline to evolve without him. With Solo Sikoa's betrayal and firing, we are witnessing what could very well be the beginning of the end for the bloodline. The faction's strength has always been its unity, its ability to work together as a family to dominate the WWE landscape. But Solo's actions suggest that this unity was only surface level, and underneath it, cracks have been forming for a long time. Without Solo, Roman Reigns' control over the faction is in question. The Usos are likely feeling the strain of following a leader who has increasingly isolated himself from his family. Roman's iron-fisted rule may have worked when everyone was on the same page, but now the foundation of the bloodline is shaking, and it may not be strong enough to withstand the fallout from Solo's betrayal. What happens next could determine the future of WWE's most powerful faction. Will Roman Reigns be able to hold onto his family, or will the Bloodline finally implode under the weight of its internal conflicts? If Jay and Jimmy decide to turn against Roman, the tribal chief could find himself standing alone for the first time in years. And without his family backing him, Roman's grip on the Universal Championship could be in serious jeopardy. While the immediate fallout of Solo Sikoa's firing is focused on the bloodline, there's also the possibility that Solo could find new allies outside the faction. His decision to attack Roman suggests that he's no longer interested in being an enforcer or a follower. Solo might be looking to carve his own path in WWE, one where he's not living in the shadow of his cousins. This could lead to Solo aligning himself with other rising stars in WWE, perhaps even forming a new faction to challenge the